Winter is a tricky time. People in warmer climates never quite get used to the idea of it. Every year is a surprise, almost like we never expected it to return. I've recently moved to Central Europe, mostly for inspiration purposes. It was all well and fun in the autumn season, but now I'm reminded that winter is at my doorstep. So every year I find myself preparing for it. Winter can be beautiful, but it can also be bleak. The lack of sunlight, the dark nights, waking up in darkness and going to sleep in darkness can play havoc with my emotions. I'm always very careful to make sure I'm prepared for winter. Sometimes it plays a little trick on you. You see, it feels mild at first and lulls you into a false sense of security. But then the cold sneaks in like a dark assassin in the night. Its chilly, deadly fingers around my heart. So I prepare for winter as though my life depended on it. In some ways it does. I try to counter the darkness with light and rich colours. As I said, I've recently moved, and I was careful to pick my apartment well. Natural light with sunlight streaming in, when there is sunlight, was of the utmost importance. My surroundings are important. The decor, light placement. I'm a big fan of fairy lights and lamps positioned around the space. Fairy lights give me that festive feeling, and as a storyteller and writer, it makes me feel like I'm in another place and time, just like in my fantasy books. The dark and cold season is a perfect time to experiment with seasonal drinks, mulled cider and wine, rum drinks, eggnog. I love them all. I make my space warm and inviting with an overabundance of throws, blankets and cushions. Candles and tea lights are a must. I like to light them as dusk starts to fall. I surround myself with good friends, which was one of my reasons in returning to this city. It's a small, very tight-knit circle, but they understand me in my own quirky ways. I've also invested in several plants that are gradually filling up my space and give me the feeling of being in a dense jungle, somewhere in the tropics. It makes me feel warm and welcome to enter my space and see the dark, dense green of the plants. I close my eyes and I could be in a dense, humid jungle somewhere warm. Winter is not everyone's favourite season, yet it has so many beautiful aspects to it. The scenic whiteness of snow, set with the stark, dark, gnarly trees against the falling whiteness. Winter is its very own season. It can be beautiful, warm and inviting if one is prepared, but also uncomfortable and deadly if one is not.